Hey everyone, welcome back to Yacht Med. I know it's been a while since I posted. I am in the middle of studying for my boards, which are coming up in 2 months. So I just wanted to make a quick video about some reflections that I've had throughout this grueling, intense study period for this board exam, which is probably going to leave me with some PTSD, but that's okay. I signed up for this, and my motto is like one day at a time. You know, you have your highs and your lows, but just gotta keep working at it. It's like a marathon. You gotta keep going, and don't, use up all your fuel at the very beginning of the race. Which brings me to my reflection, which is when I'm on campus and around other students in my class, I find myself comparing a lot. What are they doing? How are they studying? How much have they studied so far? Then I compare it to myself, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. Am I doing enough? Am I gonna make it? I didn't do what they're doing, and maybe I'm doing something wrong. Basically, it leads to a lot of self-doubt. Sometimes when you're working toward a goal, it's better to kind of tune out other people and what they're doing in their style and not get overloaded with all the different advice you're gonna get, because everyone's gonna have their own unique experience. So if you try and take their experience and apply it to yourself, and then it's not working out, it's gonna make you doubt yourself, and you're gonna think that you're not gonna make it, and like everything will turn negative. But then there's just that student who has gotten through all of first aid and pathoma at least once, or maybe several times, I don't even know, question banks and just everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't even gotten through one pass of first aid. It's really hard for me to balance studying for blocks and passing my blocks and studying for the boards at the same time, because if I fail a block, then I'll have to retake that test, and then I'll be studying for that test, the next block, and the boards, and it's just gonna go like implode. I'm getting to a point here. It reminded me of a story I read in the book called Zen in the Martial Arts by Joe Hyams. Really good book. It's a super short read, and if you ever have the chance to read it, you should definitely read it. It's very enlightening. This guy, Joe, he was basically learning martial arts, and one of his masters was actually Bruce Lee. So I'm sure you've all heard of Bruce Lee. He's like this amazing martial artist. He talks about the lessons that he learns along the way and how he can kind of apply it to his life. So one of the chapters is called Lengthen Your Line. He was practicing this new martial art with the master, and he kept messing up. He wasn't able to win the matches, and he kept getting frustrated. And as he got more frustrated, he started to try new things and tried to be more sneaky and more deceptive and kind of deviating away from the whole point of learning that skill. He actually performed worse, and he started to doubt himself even more and get more frustrated. Then the master invited him to come to his office, and the master said, "Why are you upset, Joe?" "I'm upset because I keep trying to, beat you, and I can't, and I try all these different tactics and they're just not working." So the master just draws a line, and he's like, "Okay, how can you make this line shorter?" Joe's thinking, and he's like, "Cut it in several pieces, or maybe you can just take one part of it away." And then the master says, "Okay, those are good ideas," or whatever. I'm paraphrasing here, by the way. He's like, "Well, what about this?" And then makes another line. This was his opponent, and this is Joe, right? The point he was trying to make is that if you focus on your enemies, I know my colleagues are not my enemies, that's not what I'm trying to imply, but if you focus on what they're doing and missing the point of the training or the process or the journey that you're currently in, then you'll never get an opportunity to lengthen your own line. Let's say this is your classmates or a third year who has already taken the exam and they got a certain score. Whatever competitive situation that you're in, one in which you're being graded or you're trying to achieve a certain goal, you can either focus on your peers or your competitors and stuff like that. This is as far as you'll get if you focus on the people around you, right? But if you focus on yourself and you compete with yourself, you can make that line go. Even if the competitors are also increasing their line, you're able to increase your line according to yourself. So if you're the one that is basically your own standard, then you can work with that, and wherever your bar is, you can make it higher. But if your bar is, pretty low, and you're looking at someone that's up here, and you're like, man, how do I get that far, right? It's not really gonna work because you're focusing on them, not yourself, not your strengths, not your weaknesses. You're focusing on their strengths and trying to imitate them or trying to do what they're doing to be successful. But that doesn't mean it's gonna work for you, because you're not them. I guess what I'm trying to say is, as a reminder to myself also, to not get overwhelmed and not get caught up in comparing yourself Everyone is in a different situation. Everyone has different responsibilities, different demands on their time, different mental capabilities, different schedules. I just get super nervous and stressed out when I start comparing myself to what other people are doing, and I feel like I'm behind, especially in like a medical school environment. Even though when I look at it logically, I'm going at a pretty good pace, and I think if I keep up this routine, then I'm going to be prepared by the time the test comes. You got to tailor it to yourself and be honest with yourself. If your worst subject is pharm, you need to hit that hard. I'm kind of saying this for myself because I feel like I'm going to leave it for the end. Just keep working at it, like, bit by bit, day by day. You're going to get there. Everyone goes through it. The worst that can happen is that you're going to fail your exam. That's the worst. But the best that can happen is that you're going to get a great score and you're going to get into the residency that will be right for you. Speaking statistically, it's probably going to be the latter. You're going to get a good score. You have two choices. You can make this time period of studying extremely stressful and like worrisome and comparing yourself and just really bad time, or you can make it an opportunity to reflect and be grateful and be like, okay, there's this really hard test coming up. It's probably going to determine the rest of my life, but at least I'm in this position. There's like hundreds, thousands of other people that would love to be in my position as a medical student. So yeah, just being grateful. And if you have any specific questions, let me know. But stay positive, keep going. It's a marathon, hang in there, exercise, eat well, sleep. Don't forget to sleep. Don't sacrifice your sleep to get more study time, because in order for your brain to absorb the information that you're learning, you have to sleep. That's the only way. Don't cut back on your sleep. I just wanted to share that with you. If you have a chance to read that book, it's really, really good. Really short read. Take care of yourselves. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.